tagging my unborn babies, as bad as it gets, lad. To tag my unborn kids and my pregnant girlfriend. You know, she doesn't need that stress. Any woman would tell you they don't need the stress of being pregnant, and they see someone with a big platform like DG allowing someone who's slaughtered my girlfriend and my unborn babies being able to do it again and using a platform for that. They don't. It's not right. And as I said, he did go to his other address, which he moved from, unfortunately.
Play the video, I will do, one sec.
Within 4 hours, not even that, within 2 hours of me seeing the video, it would have been dealt with. But lucky for him, he's moved house, apparently. That's what I've been told. One of the neighbours come out, screaming, shouting.
Can I get to the video,
guys? Why have you got balaclavas on? Target unborn kids is just fucking terrible. And I'm really frustrated over the fact that DG has used the platform to do it.
What I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to go, because I think Zayanna sent me it. Give me a sec. I'm going to go to my messages. Where are you, Zayanna? Zayanna, you haven't sent it to me. Oh, I think allowing his, is it this one, guys? Allowing his platform for lies and to slag off my unborn babies. So, okay, we see now this turns out obviously. I think I had this video. So people are saying it's not this one. Is it not this one? I'm playing it today. Guys, it's not this one. Zayanna, it's not that one. Which one is it then? Go on observer. One sec, wait a minute. Clipper, ooh, okay. One sec.
Wait.
Clip. Is it what clip? Okay. It's on this one.
He's messaged me tonight.
Right, it's on this one, yeah? Right, Sam says DG has already messaged him. Sam says Angie knows and DG did it as a firing. Which one is it? Yes, Torian. Sent it to you. Scroll down. Oh, right. It's with DG. And okay, here we go. Darren G on Sam Walker stalking. Okay, not that one. How Darren G. Oh, God, there's 9 parts. For God's sake. Which part is it? Part 2, part 1. Darren tells DG why he went to prison. I think I played that one. Part 2, Darren G tells DG why he went to prison. No. I think I played those 2. How Darren and Sam's beef started. I played that one. How Darren G forget that one. Darren G. Which one is it? Part 7. Okay. I'm not playing all of these. Part 7's not here. Part 7 you got here. Part 6, 8, 9, 5, 4, 3, 2. You haven't got part 7. Is it pinned? Oh, okay. No, it's not pinned. So which one is it? The white top. The white top. This one, part 1. Part 8, for God's sake. Right.
The way it should be. But when you ask me about him, again, you know,
is it this one?
You don't really come in my life. So you've come in with the intention of leading the conversation to him as the end conversation. And I appreciate that because you've done it wisely, but I'm on the ball.
No,
the bottom line is, Dan, he's not in the presence. He's got no conscience. For you to be in the presence in the moment, you've got to have a fucking conscious level. He's unbalanced to fuck. He doesn't know where he is. He's got no future. He's got, oh, I've got 2 kids coming with me, bird. But you've got jail sentence waiting for your kid when you get home. So if you're any sort of big fucking man that's considering your fucking children that's going to be here in about 6 months or whatever it is, why aren't you getting back to the UK, getting your fucking jail done, getting out fresh and doing what you should be fucking doing? You're promoting that you're this big boss man that looks after women. You're about to leave a woman with twins on a fucking ass because you're sat in jail like a fucking criminal. He's not like me. He's not in the presence.
To be fair, I think if I was going to get a sentence, I think I'd fuck off. Why would I wouldn't? Why would I want to say that?
It's all right, Dan. Right? Okay. So let's put it into perspective. Now, if you've done a murder, right, and you're on your toes, you're looking at 30. Okay. You've done an armed robbery. You're on your toes because you're looking at 15. Okay. You've discharged the firearms down there. You're looking at 8 years, but you're majoring graft. You getting took out, fucks the graft up. So you've got to go on your toes. Okay. He went on his toes for nothing. He had no offences. It was all a gimmick. When you see him getting on his toes because the police want, he's done it twice before in the 8 years, the same route. He's even reused the content he was using in fucking 2 years ago. He's reused the same content on this. So when you see him bailing, you know, when you see him going away, I'm on my toes, and then you see him going to Africa to this well, he's been there twice.
Would you not, you know, when you were talking about you're in custody after that thing for conspiracy?
Yeah.
Would you, at that time, would you have chose to, if you had a route out of there, would you chose to have leave the country knowing that there was a 12-year sentence coming? Would you say, or would you say?
So was it route out?
Not. I don't mean looking at it now. I mean looking at it, say 12. Right, in that current 2024, you have that. Right, here's a route out. You're gone. You can leave or whatever. Would you choose? Would you choose to say take that path? Or
what you're saying is this: Would you choose to be missing from your kid's life for 12 months or 6 months? Answer that question. If you had the choice of being missing from your kid's life for 12 months or 6 months, what option would you take?
Yeah, but at 24 you didn't have kids, did you?
Well, like, no, mate, this isn't me. You're talking about him. So
I'm asking.
Yeah, don't try and compare. Yeah, but don't try and compare him to me. They're fucking not the same. So listen, the point I'm making is this. If you're not on your toes for offences, and then you're on your toes in this fucking fantasy to encourage people to gift you, okay? And then while you're in there, you're losing the plot because you fucked on drugs and you're isolated. You've committed offences. You smashed people's houses up. You're threatening women. These have gone to police. So now he's got offences to come back to, which will probably get him 12 months in custody. So the point I'm making here is, why isn't he handing himself in 6 months before his kids are fucking born, so he's out sooner to look after his women and children, instead of going to stay on his toes until he gets nicked and then go to jail when his kid might be 1, his kid might be 2, and he's gone. He's gone for 18 months. He's gone for 2 years because he's prolonged his justice. So you as a man, what would you do in that situation?
As I say, I don't think I'd want to go to prison, and I think I'm. Yeah,
but the point is, Dan, the point I'm making is, you saying, I think I don't want to go to prison, doesn't mean that you're not going.
No.
I mean, all it means is you're delaying going. So if you're any fucking man with any fucking substance and morals, you know you've got kids on the way. You've got to take that jail on the chin so you can get out and raise your fucking kids with a clean sheet. Why isn't he doing that? And why wouldn't you do that? You're saying you wouldn't do that, which is making me think a lot less of you as a man.
No, but what I'm saying is, in the time, I think I'd be thinking to myself, I can just, I'm living here. I'm not going to get caught over here. I don't want to go back to England. I'm not interested in going back to England. My kids and my family can move out here. Like, he seems pretty set. He's got like him. He seems like he's got.
Do you think that's set? You're saying he seems pretty set. Do you think that's secure? You see, everything he's got can be whipped off him overnight, and you're saying that you're deluded a little bit here, mate. Without trying to offend you, I'm not even trying to, but I'm saying. I've explained to you perfectly there of what's wrong with that situation. Fuck the hate, fuck what he does against me. I'm thinking about the kids here now. He's proclaiming to be this man. He knows this. I'm telling you, if you were on your toes and you were expecting a measly 12 months custody, listen to me.
I don't know what he's done. Like, I don't know what.
You've seen what he's done. You've seen what he's done on TikTok. That's all he's going to jail for. He's not going to jail because he's committed offences in Liverpool. He got the way it should be. But when you ask me about him...
I don't think Angie was, going in on his kids. I think he was going in on Sam. Yes, he spoke on his kids, probably shouldn't have spoke on his kids. Absolutely. So I can understand where, why Sam is so annoyed. However, I do feel he has gone in on Sam. So I do get where Angie is coming from on this clip. I do get where he's coming from. But however, like I said, there's a long conversation on Sam here. It is a hate life against him, and I do feel DG should have shut it down. He shouldn't have got involved, regardless of whether you agree with Angie or not. He should have shut it down because Sam said there was, I didn't watch this live, but there's 4K watching. You're giving Angie a platform, and I can understand where Sam is coming from. Bigger the platform, bigger the voice. And it is, I do feel, it is inciting hatred towards Sam. I don't see that he was slagging off his kids or, going in on his kids. However, maybe I don't think they should have been mentioned. But I do understand where Angie is coming from. And you've got to remember, there's a long history with Sam Walker and Angie. Don't get involved. Just don't get involved in it. Angie is his own platform. And I don't have a problem with Angie. I don't know him. I don't want a problem with them. You know what I mean? So are you doing the same? What do you mean? Yeah, it's best just to not get involved and stay out of it. But listen, I do the FYP. I'm just saying what I see. I don't think Angie was slagging off anyone's children, but I don't feel he should mention his children either. So yeah. So let's go back into the videos of Sam Walker.
Wait. You.
Okay. Where are we now? Trying to locate DG. What's this one?
DG Decor has put himself firmly. DG lives by Darren, bro. He doesn't, bro. This bear does. Jolie does.
It's all over Facebook. Do you see what I mean, though? Do you understand Sam's anger? Because I do. Yeah? So it's all over Facebook. Are you talking about the DG and Darren G? No. Well, listen, it was a hate live on Sam Walker, wasn't it? And listen, I'm not having a go at Darren G because Darren G has his opinions on Sam Walker, but he has his own platform to do it on. I think DG, started to ask the questions about Sam Walker, and it was a hate live against him. Even though I do agree with some of you, some of what Darren G said made sense, but don't mention his kids. Yeah,
I don't know where Jolie lives, but...
Oh, it was a hate live. Oh, it was.
DG doesn't. He's moved house. He was living up by... he lives with...
People say it wasn't. So, you've got 4K watching, right? Okay. And you're talking on Sam Walker. the history between Sam Walker and Darren G, right? And Darren G obviously is going to have a lot to say about Sam. He does on his own platform. So you got DG, who has a lot of viewers, a big platform, talking to Darren G that hates Sam Walker, that has a lot to say about Sam Walker, right? That's gone on about, about a lot of things. And you got 4K listening, and his kids was mentioned, not in the way Sam said, no, because I don't think Darren G was slagging his children off, but his children were mentioned, and he don't want them mentioned by Darren G because he can't stand Darren G. So I do think there was a hate live on him, and Sam Walker's not there to defend himself. Don't get involved. Why would you get involved? That's just stupid.
Oh, does he? Yeah. Oh, okay, that's new information.
I do get Sam's anger. I really do.
Oh, I always see them together. Inbox me, lad. Let me just follow you on Freeman. I'll just give you a follow and a screenshot. Yeah, give me a little inbox, please, bro. We'll have a little chat when I come off this. But I had someone go to his address. He already had his address. Well, I got it off someone that knows him. And that's why I'm up, because I had someone go to his address tonight. A few people went to his address. But he doesn't live there. And one of the neighbours come out. Asking my free man with balaclavas.
I think we've seen this one, haven't we? That's the one we saw. Let's see, what else we got?
Because you don't understand. Me and Dan have a history. Like, a history to the extent that we'd both quite happily like to see each other not on the planet no more. Right? So when he's baiting Darren by mentioning my name, obviously he knows that Darren's going to go into one in exactly the same way.
I agree, absolutely. Darren G's going to go in on one, and he did. And I even saw it before even even before all this has happened. I saw the video, okay, I don't know if it was early this morning, before I saw any of this, okay, and I saw a video of DG asking Darren G questions, and I thought, no, don't go there, DG, So I thought it myself.
Hey, if I was in a live with DG and he mentioned Darren's name to me and said, what's all this about with you and Darren? He knows I would go on one then, because it's that deep with us, where we sometimes, and you see it with Darren sometimes, he does the same as me in the sense of,
I keep telling Dan to shut it down.
We'll just keep going on.
Well, there you
and
go.
then you start there thinking, but because we hate each other that much.
And you might think, Sam is overreacting. Okay, you might think, well, people are entitled to have their opinions, but this is Sam Walker. He doesn't care what you think. And I've always said, if you're going to have an opinion on someone on the internet, be careful who you talk to on those opinions. Because, and like I keep saying, DG and Sam, with the history, maybe it's just best not to get involved. And some people are not going to care who you live with. You're worried. Me, I'm worried. No, I'm not worried. Why would I be worried? Why would I be worried?
We'll just keep going on. I'm thinking, right, just slaughter. When you see 6,000 people in a live, especially when Darren only gets 200, right? So when Darren's seeing 6,000 in his live, the first thing he's thinking is, Sam, I'll just go on, I'll go in hard, yeah. And that's exactly what he done. He went in hard. But as I said, unfortunately, I can't get hold of Darren because he moves from hostel to hostel. I was hoping he would come to Dublin in Ireland when he said he was going to come there. But again, he didn't turn up because he got scared and went to the police instead, saying that I'd linked up with the cartel.
Oh, does he?
I hadn't. There's no such thing as a cartel. The word cartel is a myth. There's no such thing as a cartel. Let's see, let me just pin it to you. So this is what DG's live is doing. This is how you know it was a provocation live. I got blocked the minute I said it was not okay to bring Holly into it. And exactly that. And that's why I say to you, it's a conspiracy. It was a clear conspiracy. DG brought my name up first to Darren. DG's mods were blocking people that were saying, don't.
I have to agree with Sam. You know, DG did mention his name first. DG knew what he was doing. You know, DG asked him about Sam, knowing that he's going to go in on Sam with 6K. You know what I mean? So I agree. I don't agree with anyone going to people's houses. You know my opinions. People should just, you know, have it out on TikTok. But you just got to be careful with who you mess with, innit? On TikTok, absolutely. Yeah.
Bring Holly onto it, because what DG wanted was Darren to come onto his platform and slaughter me, right, for views, and to slaughter my unborn babies and my pregnant girlfriend. That's what he wanted.
Like Talia did to me. Absolutely.
It makes DG. Look, Merlin, I'm not even on Merlin now. Merlin needs to thank his lucky stars. The people who are going to Merlin's, they've now been reassigned a new task.
I think Merlin was in a really bad way, you know, and he was scared, and I really did feel for him. So I'm glad that, you know, nothing's going to happen with Merlin. But like I said, I don't agree with all this, no. People going to houses and...
Don't get me wrong, he's still on the cards, but DG is target number one for what he's done. A piece of shit. And as I said, I'm not gonna... These aren't empty fucking threats. There's no fucking police that can even stop what he's a piece of shit. He's just a fucking absolute piece of shit. He thinks he's better than people, and the way he's acted, there will be repercussions for what he's done.
Guys, can we see if we can get Sam? Can we share the live to Sam? See if we can get him in the box. And if people want to jump in the box, guys, and have their say, jump in the box. Can we share it to Sam, guys?
Let me just read these comments. I don't understand why people bring up people as partners and children who done nothing wrong. Exactly, I was minding my own business. I was literally, there's the thing going.
No.
Hello, you alright, Angie?
Hi, Sam, you alright?
Yeah, just a quick one. So I'll tell you basically what it is. So in the past, Darren's massively slagged off me. He's turned around and said he's called me unborn kids mongrels in the past, right? This is what he said in past videos and all that sort of stuff. So last night he turned around in the live. So DG Decor brought my name up. It wasn't anyone else who brought my name up. It was DG Decor. Right. So when he's done that and he's brought my name up, DG has knew full well that was going to provoke Darren. He knew he's not stupid. He knows full well that is going to provoke him. So that's straight away. So that's instigating the situation. Even Darren even said, you knew what you was doing. That's the first thing. So the second is that when I say he targeted me unborn kids, in the past he said so much shite about me unborn kids, the mongrels, what else he said? He's called Holly a stink, stuff like that. So then when he has today, last night, gone into DG's live, and then Holly's going to see on the FYP Darren turning around and saying she's going to be left with two kids by herself, he's going to abandon her, whatever he said, right? He's got no right to go onto DG Decor's platform and bring up Holly and my unborn babies, regardless of whatever he thinks about me. Right? Most of what he says about me is bullshit. And he got ran. I'm not even going to use this as an opportunity to slag him off, right? Because at the end of the day, you'll just be in the same position as DG is, right, with me. So I'm not even going to do that because I wouldn't put you in that position, right? But I will be live in a minute, right? But the bottom line is that he brings my girlfriend up. He brings my unborn babies up, right? He goes on with the most lies, purely provoked by DG Decor. So that's the problem we've got here. So when DG Decor wants to try and play the victim and say, oh no, well, you know, it had nothing to do with me, right? He knew what he was doing by bringing my name up. That's the problem we've got here, because he knew by bringing my name up, it was going to provoke that reaction. And as...
It's breaking up a little bit, Sam.
Even Corey... hold on.
How's he?
Yeah, is that better?
No, that's
Is that better?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the thing is, even like the bottom line is, even Corey, for example, Corey Wilder turned around and went, look, lad, let's speak about your past. I don't want to speak about all, because there's no one here to defend us or whatever it is. In the same way that what I'm saying about Darren, 80% of what he says is bullshit, right? But the bottom line is, I'm not going to use your live to start using it as a hate live against them, right? Because that's what DG Decor done. He knew exactly what he was doing. Exactly what he was doing when he mentioned my name. And then for Darren to then bring my unborn babies into the situation and start talking about Holly when she's 6 months pregnant, and she's sat there and she's hearing a little crackhead like him sat in a hostel turning around and saying, you know, she's going to be abandoned, she's going to be left with no kids.
Yeah,
he didn't want a kid to it. But this is another thing he said. So this is another thing he said. I've got the actual screen recording where he said, do you really think he wanted a kid to her? He had just met her and whatever. I think this was on one of his lives pretty early on the day, saying he had just met her and fucking she got pregnant. He doesn't want kids to her. He'll bail her. All that sort of nasty stuff, saying about my kids, calling them mongrels. So as I said, once he goes into DG Decor's live later that day after saying that about my kids, calling them all kinds of stuff, and then he brings my girlfriend up and my kids. He's doing it deliberately to try and provoke. That's exactly what he's doing. Now, he'd probably sat there in his little hostel with his little disgusting smile, right? Made up with the fact that he's even getting a mention today because he's a clout chaser. That's all he is. So he tries to beg it to go into DG Decor's live, whatever else. But the bottom line is, my girlfriend should not be mentioned by anyone in a negative way, regardless of whatever you think about me. And if you're thinking, oh yeah, Holly's going to be left about fucking with 2 kids, whatever it is, that my girlfriend should not be mentioned in anyone's life. As I said, people can say whatever the fuck they want about me. I don't give a shit. But when you start targeting me kids, and then when DG Decor, for example, starts kissing my ass every day, trying to request me 3 times a day, and I'm ignoring him, and then he deliberately gets Darren in and brings my name up to do a hate live. That's exactly what he done. He brought my name up, the DG Decor, deliberately to get me targeted for views. That's a fact.
You know what, Sam? I totally agree with you. You know, and because you have a past with Darren G, even though I didn't think he was mocking your kids, he shouldn't have brought your kids up because it's from him. You've got a past with him, and I don't feel that DG should have got involved at all because, you know, I don't have a problem. I don't even know Darren G, but however, I would never get involved in that because that's between you and him. And I would never have him in my box either. That's me kind of just, you know, and to ask him questions on you. Because that's me wanting, you know, because we all know what Darren G's like. He's gonna go off on one about you. So I absolutely agree. And I do understand.
DG's done this deliberately. He's done it deliberately to try and get a hate live on me, 100%. But the bottom line is, my main thing, what I'm asking was the fact that my kids were even mentioned on his live. My unborn babies were even mentioned on his live in that sort of way. Now, the bottom line is, I'm in Spain, living my life. I'm happy. I'm living in a nice place. I'm happy. I'm doing my businesses. And I've got 2 kids on the way. And it's the whole reason why, a few months ago, when Darren was chatting shit, he spoke about me dead brother, saying he's rotting in the ground. He spoke about my kids. He said he's targeted my fucking son. He's targeted my 70-year-old mother in the past. Now, you got to understand, when I said to Darren a few months ago, look, okay, well, let's just get in the ring in August and if you're not going to meet us, because no one can find him because he's in a hostel, moving from hostel to hostel. He then said, you get to Dublin. You've got a week to go to Dublin. I went to Dublin within 3 days and he didn't turn up. That was the thing. He did not turn up. But so, as far as I was concerned, once he didn't turn up, that was left. Then I thought, okay, Sam, that's in the past. I'm not even going to entertain it. he's just a clout chaser, and he's been shown to be a shit house because he wouldn't turn up in Dublin when he said he'd be there within a week, right? Now, as far as I was concerned, that little piece of shit was just left in the past. I was going to leave him, and that was it. But instead, he continues to prod and prod and prod. I ignore him, but then he's obsessed, jealous, bitter because no one speaks to him. But regardless of that, DG Decor then used his platform deliberately and brought my name up, knowing that Darren G was going to start going on a big rant about me. And that's the whole point about it.
You know what, Sam? Before this came out, I saw that video. Before all this came out as to what you had to say about it, I even thought myself, no, why is he bringing Sam up? I thought that myself. Don't go there, DG, don't go there. And apparently his chat was saying the same thing. He should have shut it down, absolutely. Because it was a hate live.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah.
100%. It was like, if you listen to the live, you'll see it was a hate live. DG Decor, but you got to understand with DG Decor. DG Decor is not stupid in the sense of how he knows how social media works. So for me, I just say my views, whether people like it or not. I don't give a shit. Whereas DG Decor is a lot more reserved in what he lets people know about his views, because he's one of them people where he doesn't want to rock the boat with people, right? But he's very cunning in the sense of he had that pre-planned. He obviously spoke to Darren before that live and said, yeah, do you know what? I'll get you in the live, but you don't. I'm just not going to say anything. And that's
Sam,
it. And that's why I believe.
Are you happy to talk to DG?
Look, this isn't an online fucking back and forth tennis. I don't want to speak to DG. That's the thing. I don't want to speak to him. I'm not going to have a way. Yeah, I'm not going to have a way of having an online back and forth for people's entertainment with DG. The bottom line is, Darren G has massively, like, so many times said stuff about my unborn babies in the past. I'll get all the clips and I'll play them later, right? Where he said the mongrels or stuff like that. He said that Holly, I didn't even want a kid to Holly. She just come down and she was just a bang. He said that earlier on the day yesterday. Right? It's on the FYP that. They're on the FYP, them sort of things. So when he's saying all this nasty stuff about Holly and about my unborn babies, and then he goes into DG's live, and DG allows him to go into his live, and then he starts telling a load of lies about me. But on top of that, he then brings up my babies and my girlfriend. That is where the insult is. Because someone had said the most about your kids, your unborn babies and your girlfriend, and then they're then in a live with DG Decor saying the same sort of shite. Do you know what I mean? It's for any woman to see that, see a little smackhead in a hostel who no one speaks to. But the thing is, when a pregnant woman sees that early on the day, where she sees him turning around and go like saying Sam just got to Dublin, he doesn't want kids to it. He just banged there and that was it. No, I did want kids to it, and I'm so happy. I've got 2 little daughters with her in August, and I couldn't have picked a better mother for the children that I'm going to have, right? But for him to turn around and say that early on the day and then to go into DG's live, obviously that's provocation. And DG Decor knew exactly what he was doing. And that's what I'm saying to you. And you've got to understand, he's 6 months pregnant, and she's a nice person. It's not like she's a piece of shit. She's a nice person. So she's not a nasty person anyway. So when she's seeing like a little smackhead like him sat in a hostel saying that sort of stuff, hating on the world because he's jealous and bitter because he's not doing anything with his life, it's not nice for her to see someone like that turning around and go, he doesn't give a fuck about it. He's only pregnant because he banged her once or whatever he said, and then he's saying stuff about me unborn kids, calling them mongrels. Do you know what I mean? It's not nice. And as I said, the fact that he's then mentioned it, and that's the whole point of him bringing up my kids to 6,000 people in his live. Do you know what I mean?
I said the same thing. You shouldn't have mentioned your kids because of the history that you have with them, because of the things he said in the past. And I didn't know that, but no, you shouldn't have mentioned your children at all. And I don't think you should be mentioned, on that live because of the history that you have. I think you should be left alone. If you've got something to say, say it on your own platform, but don't give that person a voice, because you're giving that person a voice when you've got 4K watching.
There's the thing, Darren's begged it on every podcast for the past 8 years since he's been out of jail, 10 years. Begged it on every podcast. He's done about 100 of them, telling the same old fairy tales fucking he tells. But the thing is, and I've always ignored him. I've always ignored the shit. And as I said to you, when the final thing come when it was the Dublin situation, when he said to me, come to Dublin within a week. And obviously I thought he had the opportunity, but he didn't turn up. And then he started making lies up saying he's linked up with cartels and there's no such thing as that. It's complete lies. But as I said, he's just a stalker. He's just a bad, crazy stalker who just always talks about me. He's obsessed, he's jealous, he's bitter. And then for DG to put the call to allow him to be on there and to try and slaughter me for a full 30 minutes and to be saying stuff about me, once we even mention the kids, it's as bad as it gets. And there's another part, there's more to what he does actually say, but the bottom line is, you've been chatting shit about my kids all day that day, yesterday, so obviously DG Decor had seen that. I thought, okay, look, let's get him in the live tonight, and let's see if we can provoke a little bit of traction. Yeah. I was minding my own business. I don't want drama, but obviously I'm fully entitled to defend myself if that happens, and DG Decor has put himself in a position where he's conspired with him to do that.
I mean, it's just stupidity, isn't it? Because I know that if I'm going to ask Darren G a question on you, he's going to go off on one, because he does on his own platform. Now, I don't have a problem with him, I don't know. I know that will happen.
But that's the thing, and that's why I'm being very self-controlled and not going off on Darren now to 7,000 people in your life. I could quite easily now try and do that, but I'm not going to. There's so much I could say about Darren, about him. Everyone's seen the videos where he was asking a 14-year-old to put a finger up his bottom. Everyone's seen them videos. It's on YouTube.
He said, can you give him 2 minutes?
DG put in the comment. DG can message me. DG can message me. That's the thing. He's trying to clout chase. He's trying to get a little bit of content. He can message me if he's got something to say, or go through Dave. But as I said, there's so much I could say about Darren, but I'm not going to. But as I said, because I'm not going to put you in a position, Angie. But if people want to see anything about Darren, just type in YouTube Darren G talking to minors, and you'll see him speaking to little children. But look, regardless of that, I'm not going to keep going in on him, Angie. But that's it. But it's just ridiculous. It's unnecessary drama that I don't want. And that's it. But obviously DG instigated this with Darren. But that's it. But yeah, just thought to pop in to let you know that, Andy.
Oh, thank you, Hardin Sam, for joining.
Hold it
down, guys, not with Sam.
How do I get out of your hands?
Oh, I'll pick you 1 sec. There you go. Thanks, Sam. I don't know. I think DG's on it. It's DG. Don't know if he's left. Oh, hi, DG.
Hiya. Well, there's no point. I'm not gonna, as I say, I'm not here for but I just wanted to speak to Sam. But that's it. I'm not gonna sit in here and fucking say anything in here. I'll speak to him off the internet. But obviously, there's no way of me getting hold of him, is there? So.
Can I ask you a question though, DG? Do you not see where he's coming from though? Because he's got a...
Yeah, I made a stupid mistake, mate, and didn't really realise till I was in it. Like, obviously, and I realise now, but I never thought, like, why would I put myself in that situation knowing that, like, why would I put myself in that situation knowing what Sam, you know what I mean, knowing if you piss Sam off, that's what's going to happen, like, especially to my new family home, why would I do that? I'm not, you know what I mean? And as I say, I'm not stupid, and I was stupid in that situation, wasn't I? So
I mean, see me, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion and ask someone a question, but I just
didn't have any opinion though. But and this is God's honest truth, right? I did not know Darren said any of that about his kids earlier on in the day. I've not set it up. I don't even speak to Darren like that. I never would have speak to Darren like that. Like, especially to go, like, I've just not got, why would I want to do that against Sam? Like, I've never had a problem with Sam, never fucking. Like, the first time I met Sam, I sat there on live going, fucking hell, you know what I mean? I'm not going to piss Sam off because I definitely don't want my windows going through and stuff like that.
Do you not think you should have shut it down, though?
What?
Do you not think you should have shut it down?
Yeah, well, you know, hindsight's a fucking great thing, isn't it? But obviously, in the situation, I didn't think I'd done anything wrong. So, you know, it's all good looking in the past and thinking, yeah, I should have done that, but I couldn't have done that, could I? I've done it now, and it's my own stupid mistake, isn't it?
I know there's some people in the comments that are saying that you haven't done anything wrong, and you know, and like I said, you can ask questions, have that freedom of speech, but however, I just think because they've got that past, haven't they?
Yeah, and that's what I mean. I didn't think it was a stupid mistake. I didn't think.
Dangerous ground, isn't it, really, with them too?
Yeah, as I say, stupid mistake. Didn't think. Fucking wish I had a thought, or wish I'd have thought it through. didn't think it. You know what I mean?
Dave and then it's not Dave. Bloody Sam off TikTok. Yeah.
Yeah, I say it's my fucking. It's yeah. I don't know. I didn't do. You know, surely anyone knows. I don't need to. It's not like I need to do anything for views or anything. We all know views don't mean anything. Like these 7,500 people are here now watching, but then it doesn't matter. They've gone after that, doesn't it? You know, views don't mean anything.
Absolutely.
So I've not done anything for views. I do okay on the app and stuff, and I've not, as I say, like, and I'll be honest, sitting here after when I woke up this morning, and
Maureen, are you
just for asking a few questions, I'm worrying for the safety of my own daughter in my care. I'm feeling pretty much fucking helpless of not being able to do anything because I know the people that are going to do it is like it's just going to be a surprise and whatever. Like that, that's the grimmest part. I'm not going to lie.
Hi guys, I just want to say something. I'm going to need everyone to stop being scared of Sam. Who the fuck is Sam?
I'm not going to sit through this again. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to leave. I'm not going to be on.
No, but it's true. Everyone is
one sec. First of all, I'm not scared of Sam. He has defended me a hell of a lot on here, right? So he's had my back. Yeah, I'm going to have Sam's back. Do I think people should go to people's houses? No. I've always stated that no, it should be kept on TikTok. However, I do agree with Sam when he said that he felt like it was a hate live because that's how I thought it was. And no, DG, it was a mistake, but that's what I thought as well because you're talking to two people that have a history that really hate each other and you're asking questions about the other person. You know?
Yeah, but I think it's a bit hypocritical because we just heard him say the guy's brought up his children and threatened and that. But how many people has he gone to threaten to go to their houses with their children inside? Make it make sense. What are we doing here?
Yeah, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about this guy, Darren G, mentioning his children. He's mentioned them again. He don't want his children coming out of his mouth because of their past. You know, I just think it's treading on dangerous grounds. You know what I mean? You've got to be careful who you get involved with and don't get involved in that. No.
I don't know. I just think like.
How do you not see that though? I mean, Darren.
Yeah, but DG ain't done nothing wrong. If you look at it properly, what has he done wrong? Did DG mention his kids? Did he mention his partner? At the end of the day, okay. But Angie, 1 second. The man's a live creator. He goes on live with people. Who the fuck is Sam? Why is everyone so scared of Scam? Sam is not no gangster. He's not no gangster. He's not no bad boy.
I'm scared of Sam. I'm not saying that. I do get his point. I do understand what
okay, but Angie, he goes around threatening people with their children in their house every day. Every other day. Oh, I'm going to send people to your house. But now that it's happened to him and people are talking about his
and I said that's not right. And
it's a problem.
Yep. And I've said that many times, Tori, and that's not right. I don't think
it's not right.
No.
And I'm just going to need all these creators to stop being scared of Sam because when it's anything else, all these creators have got mouth. When anything else has stepped forward, but now it's Sam. Oh, I'm scared. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, I'm deluded. Oh, like, please, man. Like, you creators on here are fucking annoying.
I think people need to be careful what they say on social media. And not just because of Sam, but other people that may have your address. Because some people don't give a shit that you got kids there. You know, TikTok is dangerous. It's a dangerous place, man. So it's not just Sam, it's other people that I think.
No, 100%. You should be wary of what you say on the internet. But you as a man, you can't be threatening to go to people's houses with children and then go on your up horse. Oh my God, he's saying things about my children.
Well, I've always said I don't agree with that, Tori. I've always said that.
Yeah, no, I understand that, but I just don't understand this fear that everyone has with this man. I genuinely don't get it.
I'm not lying, Tori. I've had a rant on Sam. You know I have. You know, had a huge rant.
That's what I'm saying. Everyone on this app goes on about.
I don't have a fear of Sam.
No, I know. I'm not talking about you, Angie. I'm not talking about you when I'm saying that. I'm just saying in general. But my thing is like, I don't understand why they like. What is this like? I don't get it. I'm trying to understand like.
What with other people you mean? Like who? Can you tell us who?
Say that again, sorry.
Like who? You said people have a fear of Sam, like who?
Dave Duran made one. That's why he has to be up his booty. DG clearly looks scared. Like all these creators are scared. It's like no one wants to talk about the way he talks about women. He threatens women. He does everything that everyone's so against on this app. But it's okay because it's Sam Walker and he lives in Spain and he's a gangster. Oh, I'm scared. Miss me with the bullshit, please.
Do you not think, I get what you're saying, but do you not think someone would be able to...
How do I get out? No, but, and do you know what, Angie? One more thing, because I'm going to go, yeah? Do you know what that drives me mad? Is the fact that it's all women, mainly women, that support this man. Mainly women that are LOLing and laughing when he's talking about women, girls' manhoods, girlhoods, and all these types of things about children. It's women that are sitting there condoning him. It's weird. The man's a clout chaser. Let's really talk about it. Sam Walker's a clout chaser. He is. He is. And I said what I said, and I'm not scared of Sam because you can pull up to my house because I have uncles and brothers that really love me. So do what you want to do, mate. No one ain't scared of you. Sorry, that's all I wanted to say.
Listen,
Anyway.
I don't have a fear of Sam. Do you know what I mean?
And you shouldn't. And you shouldn't. And no one should. No one should be scared of this man that's stuck in Spain, that can't come back to the UK, that is threatening everyone to send young people to smash their windows. Like, please, like, oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm too real for
I
this.
don't agree with anyone taking off TikTok.
Pardon?
I don't agree with anyone taking off TikTok, but you know, like I say, you know, having some opinions. If it's not Sam, it could be someone else. They're not going to care who you live with. You know, so I do think that you know, you've got to be careful who you mess with.
There's someone bigger and badder than everyone, isn't
He
it?
has a history, right? He's been to jail, right? Sam has a history. So maybe these two people aren't people to mess with. So when you're sitting there saying, why are we scared of Sam? This is ridiculous. No one should be going to people's houses, blah, blah, blah. But there are some people that just would not care about what you're saying right now, would still go to your house, whether you've got children or not. I'm not saying it's right. But you can say, you're a toy and you can say it to you blue in your face. You know what I mean? Sam is Sam, and if he's gonna
100%,
he's gonna do.
Listen, there's someone bigger and badder than someone out there. There's someone bigger and badder than Sam. There's someone bigger and badder than me and you. Do you know what I'm saying? And some people really don't have morals, and they really will do something to hurt you or your loved ones. I get that. But I feel like when it's on TikTok app and you're constantly threatening people to go to their homes, not caring if they got kids, not caring if they've got women in their house, but you want to sit there and be like, oh, he's mentioned my child. Well, of course they're going to get fucking mentioned if you're out here threatening people with kids. What are we talking about here? But Angie, that's all I wanted to say anyway. But yeah, everyone have a good day.
Battles later, Torian.
Yeah, I'm going to smoke you.
It's my birthday tomorrow. Well, today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Today, tomorrow, and Sunday.
Huh?
I'm going to send you something to your house. Send me your address.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to send you a birthday
You're
present.
send me a glitter thingy, are you?
No, I would never do that. So wait, Ange, you sending any nude pics out then on your birthday? Well, maybe she's not Facebook. No, I'm joking. I've got to go, man. See you lot later.
Yeah. If anyone else wants to get in the box, get in the box. I think we've actually come across, I think we've played all the videos. Wait a minute. We've seen that. Wait a minute. Oh, this one. Does anyone else want to get in the box? Put it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm going to move on and talk about something else. There's 15 people, but I don't know who's here and who's not. Does anyone want in the box before I move on to the next video? Rise, Devon G. Devon G's not even in the box. 31 in the box. I know. Get me in. Okay, 1 sec. Ryan and Teddy, 1 sec. And who was the other one? Ryan.
How do, Ange?
Hiya, you alright?
Yeah, I agree with a lot of things. So I do agree with not speaking about people's families and stuff like that.
Ryan. Oh, he's been silly. You're out, Ryan. Yeah, sorry, carry on.
I do agree you don't speak about people's families and stuff like that. The one thing I'm going to say is, though, when Sam's sending people to these houses, what happens if it's the wrong person he sends it to? And then that person ends up hospitalised. Does Sam feel bad for that person? Do you know what I mean? Because these are kids going around there. These are real men that they're messing with. It takes one person to have a CCTV, see that person and smash them in with a baseball bat around their head, what they're coming around with.
Oh, absolutely.
That's facts, that. That's facts. You know, when you're sending people around, you don't know who you're messing with. And you're right, Ange. That is very true. On TikTok, you do not know who you're messing with. End of the day is, I agree with certain things what Sam says. I do. Right? You don't need to speak about families. You don't. It's one-on-one. For instance, when DBZ called him out for a boxing match, that was a boxing match, yeah? Not to go for families and houses. That was wrong. And I will state that all day long. But end of the day is, like I said, he's saying about sending stuff round to DBZs. You don't know what DBZ can do. Do you know what I mean? That kid ends up in the hospital and all that. Does Sam feel bad for that person? Was it worth the money? A £5 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
You know what? I don't think anyone should be going to anyone's house, especially if you've got kids. But however, if someone is saying some shit on TikTok, I think they're responsible and they shouldn't be hiding behind their children by saying, well, I've got children. Because I find that also people that do have children, they're the ones doxing people's addresses. They've done it to me and they're the ones with children. I'm like, well, okay, I'm going to dox you back now then, right? So are you going to sit there and now cry that you've got kids in your house? No, if you do it to me, I'm going to do it to you.
Not about that though, is it? When I've had my problems, I've got to met that person one-on-one. I've had it out one-on-one. That's how it is.
Family.
That is it. It's one-on-one. It's not my family, because certain people have different families with little things behind them in the cupboards.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm going on about there, Anne.
What I'm saying is I've had people threaten to come to my house, right? Okay, they haven't come, but there's a threat to come to my house. And they've got children. And I was like, okay, I'm going to threaten to come to your house now. But you're going to sit there. And what they do is sit there and say, but I've got children. But yet you're sitting there making threats. Now, I know I'm going off subject a bit. I do feel that people need to take responsibility for what they say and what they do. And take responsibility for their own children. Okay?
That's what I said. I respect certain things.
Don't troll, don't dox, don't threaten other people.
Doxing's wrong.
Their house, because they're going to come to yours. And you're going to say, I've got kids. Do you know what I mean? People hide behind their family. I've noticed.
That's why I said, I do agree with little bits. That's why I said I don't disagree with Sam all the way. Yeah. But he's got to remember there is repercussions, not for himself, unless it's just like obviously how he feels about it. But these repercussions are sending people around because you don't know who you are sending it to.
No, exactly. Yeah.
No worries, Ange. Take it easy, yeah?
Thank you for joining. See you later.
In a bit.
Guys, there's so many people waiting. Does anybody want to get in before I move on to the next video? Anybody? Can you put it in the comments if you want in? You say your mum's here, Ange. Oh, my mum is here, but I haven't done anything. You know what I mean? Like, for example, the Hillsborough, which was twisted and manipulated. But what I'm saying is because you don't like me, because I have an opinion on you, that's completely different. It's like a back and forth. But now you want to make threats to come to my house. That's different. I'm saying you shouldn't be hiding behind your kids when you say things like, for example, like if people are going to mock the Liverpool tragedy. You hear what I'm saying? I never did. That was manipulated, edited, the Hillsborough. So why would you want to come to my house? So of course I'm going to say I've got my mum here, because the way I see it is just a back and forth argument with two people. Yeah, I'm just saying. What I'm saying is you got to be careful who you mess with, and if you're things like doxing for no reason because you have a dislike for me, you have no reason to be doxing me or to threaten to come to my house, because I haven't actually. It's just a back and forth. Do you get what I'm saying? But you dox me, I'm going to dox you, and you're going to be sitting there. I've got kids. But then don't dox other people. So, don't threaten to go to other people's houses. Well, because I don't have kids, you can threaten to come to mine. But because you got kids, you're going to hide behind them. Do you get what I'm saying? I know I've gone off subject a little bit here. Hello. Don't know. Is anybody else that wants the box? Dan didn't do anything, but what I'm trying to say is you've got to be careful who you talk to, mess with, get involved with. Darren G and Sam, I would not get involved with. That's their beef. Yeah, that they have a past. And I have to agree with Sam. And yes, it was a mistake on Dan's part. He said, okay, he should have shut it down. But when he asked Darren G, he said, he asked him about Sam. Now we know what Darren G is like. He's going to speak on Sam. So, yeah. And there was 4K on there. So I do understand where Sam's coming from. Anyway, I feel like I'm on repeat. Hello, Fair Mama. Was you here? No? Okay. You platform Sam. Same thing, Angie. What do you mean? Yeah, but Sam didn't sit there going in on Darren G. He never done that. Right, okay. I'm going to drop Willow. Okay, one sec. I'm going to speak on the next thing, guys. I don't think they're in the box anyway. Does anyone else want the box? Yes or no? No? Okay, good. Let's move on, guys. So, this is Swearing Shepherdess. Swearing Shep ends her call quite excited about something. I wonder what that is about. Apparently we're all going to find out soon. I can't make this bigger, guys, for some reason. You're going to have to leave it the way it is. Loads asking for box. People want box who? Of course you can hear. Stop it. She had it on mute.
Sorry, just do a little bit of that. Get it out my system. Get it out my system. Anyway, alright. Shelby! I can't, I'm not allowed. I can't say it. Anyway, thank you, Emissy.
Okay, one sec.
No, nothing to do with my new grandchild. Oh my god, I tell you about that.
I'll put you in the box. Just play this one video.
No, spig on your blood clot. I'm a good spud. I'm not allowed. I can't say anything. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Emma. But what I'm going to say to you is this. What will be, will be. And what will be, will be. And I don't want to. I can't say anything. We'll see. If it is, you'll definitely find out. Thanks, little James. Thanks, Emma.
Do you think she's gone to the police about EQ? Because she hasn't had a say on that AI, has she? Well, I haven't seen the video. Do you think it is? I think it's the police, yeah.
But yeah, anyway, let's change the subject.
Okay, so who wants the box, guys? Yeah, I think it's it. So some people are saying they want the box. Guys, can you put it in the comments? Is that Sam Walker wants the box? Hi, Sam.
You alright, Angie?
Yeah, fine, thanks.
So someone just tagged me. So there's loads of videos where this little sausage said stuff about my kids, right, and about Holly the days before, yeah. So it's that same day. So I'm gonna play one of them in a minute, but you gotta understand. So Holly is 6 months pregnant, right? So then when she hears this little sausage, I'm gonna play the video in a second, where he turns around and says, "She was only a bang. Holly's not marriage with material. Sam didn't even want these kids," right? So this is why I'm frustrated over the fact of DG Decor putting him. I heard what DG Decor said. I get his point.
Yeah.
Right? I get his point if the intention wasn't there. But to me, that's how it looks. It looks that he's deliberately got Darren G into his live to provoke me. And that's exactly how it looks now. About 5 hours before he got DG and Darren into his live, this is what Darren had said about me babies, right? And about Holly. Let me just spin this camera around. Just so you can get a little insight into what went on, right? 1 second, let me high it up.
It's like, hi, I'm your fan, I'm your fan, I'm your fan. Do you want to get...
So basically, speaking about Holly there, saying that as if she's come up to me saying, "Hi, I'm your fan, I'm your fan." And I've turned around and said, "Do you want to get to Spain so I can fuck you?" Yeah, listen.
Spain, I'm going to order you guys to bang you. Get over here and let me rattle you all over the guns. Unfortunately, she's pregnant. He didn't want that. She's not married to material. If that's what he's looking, he knows that's not long term. Yes, Alina.
See, so that's just a little insight into just a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Right. So when you have a 6 month pregnant bird, hearing off a little smackhead like that, who's a little low life smackhead, who's in a hostel, right? Who only fucking the losers of life support, right? When you have a pregnant girl hearing him saying, she was a fan, right? And saying that saying man, get over here so I can scold you, whatever. And then I didn't want to get her pregnant. And there's more videos where he says she's going to be left for the kids. He doesn't give a fuck about. about the kids, all that sort of shite. So this is a run up to fucking to DG Decor, then getting him on the platform.
Yeah.
And do you understand? Like that there's a run up to it. So then when DG Decor has then had him onto it, and then as I've just heard what DG wants to request, he can request, because do you know what, right? I just thought he's gonna start trying to shout his mouth off. But I don't look, here's the thing with
I don't think it's in it now, but yeah.
Here's the thing with DG, you've got to understand. I don't have an issue with DG Decor directly. It's the fact of he allowed his platform to be used as a hate live against me.
Guys,
That's
can I hear it? Oh, here he is. Here, yeah. I'll just put him in.
Steadfast, isn't it?
Hello.
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 You're right.
No, I'm not here. I fucking hell. Last thing I want to do is shout at you, lad. Fucking hell.
No, do you know what it is, DG? Right? Obviously, me and you have never had an issue, right? Never had an issue.
Never.
And then when you know the history of me and Darren, it goes deep, lad. It doesn't just go like it's a little bit of drama. It goes deep. Like even Darren, how deep it goes is that Darren even knew. He said to go to Dublin, and Darren knew what would have happened if he would have went to Dublin. That's why he didn't turn up. It's not just he's had 3 men sent to jail for life. Willie Moore and everyone else, Darren Waterhouse, Darren G give evidence against them, and that is why no one speaks to Darren in Liverpool. So that's how it's all started. But the fact is that he has just been a stalker of mine for so many years. He just hates on everyone who's doing successful from the city, right? So then it's just been a constant thing. So then earlier on that day, I'll play this video to you, DG, so you can see it. It just been.
I just saw that. I just seen it then when you showed it.
That's it. They're just for those people who just tune in.
Like, hi, I'm your fan.
So let me just explain something. This is where he's referring to Holly as if she's saying, I'm your fan, and that I've turned around and said, do you want to get over so I can fuck you?
Fan, do you want to get to Spain? You know, what are you guys can bang you? Yeah, get over here, then let me rattle you all over the dance. Unfortunately, she's pregnant. He didn't want that.
See, let me just stop that there. The way he said, I didn't want that, the heir to be pregnant, of course it did. But now he turns around and says, my 6-month pregnant girlfriend isn't marriage material. Look.
She's not marriage material. If that's what he's looking, he knows that's not long term.
This is what I'm saying to you. So this is just an insight into it. Now, you've got to understand. So when I see him then go on your live for an hour, half an hour, and he's just targeting me with lies, but you was the one that brought it up, lad. It wasn't anyone else, it was you. Do you know what I mean? You're the one that brought my name up, knowing that was going to incite a provocation from him.
My original, do you know my original question was, I thought that you used to hang around together, and then that I thought, I didn't know, obviously, because again, I don't know any of you. It's like I even said on my live last night, you know, if I asked any of you any of these questions, I don't think you're not, he talks quite openly and stuff, doesn't he? Do you know what I mean? But I don't watch him enough or watch him at all. You know what I mean? You can ask him yourself. I'm never in his live. And the only time I go live with him is when I fucking, like yesterday and probably the other week when we had a fucking sing off. But usually he doesn't like me, do you know what I mean? So there's no way I'd ever message him off the app and be like, let's set this up or let's do this or whatever, do you know what I mean? Like, fucking definitely not.
This is the thing, like, as I said, I'm not asked about you being in lives with him whatsoever. You can speak to whoever the fuck you want. In the same way that I speak to people who you might not like it. That's none of my business who you speak to. Like, I've seen you in lives with him. It is what it is. I'm not asked. It's just when he's been chatting the most shit about the unborn baby, saying the mongrels in the past and all that, and then he comes in your live and he's got the audacity to try and give me advice and mention about my fucking kids, knowing what he said about Holly, that she's not marriage material, that she was just a shag, stuff like that. And then he goes on and he's going on for fucking half an hour with a load of lies. As I said, our history is not history. I don't know this little weirdo. When he got out of jail in 2018, as you'd probably understand, I was already flying on social media, and what he does is clout chases. So you target someone with a big platform like me, Tommy Robinson, he targeted James English, and then you hope that our followers then go to him. That's how he works. So I was thinking, who the fuck is this weirdo? And that's the only history we've got. Ever since then, he's never once tried to meet us. As I said, people have been trying to get him for years, and unfortunately, he keeps moving from hostel to hostel, so no one can get hold of him. But he's just a piece of shit, and that's what I'm saying. So when he's in your live talking about me, I can't see in the lives where what people had sent me where you was with Darren. I'm not asked because my name's not getting mentioned. Do you know what I mean? But the moment my name starts getting mentioned and your platform's being used to target me with lies and about my kids as well, it's not nice. He's targeted me fucking my son. He said all kinds of stuff about me, my son as well. Do you know what I mean? It's my 70-year-old mum, my dead brother. He said all kinds of the most shit. He's just an online troll. He's a stalker. He'll never say it to my face. I've given him ample opportunity. But as I said, it's one of them. I didn't want to fall out with you, DJ. It was just the fact that it looks like it's been promoted by you. Do you know what I mean? It looks like it looks like you've instigated it with him. That's how it looks. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. And as I say, looking back on it, hindsight's a great thing. I wish I'd have acted. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't look at it as thinking. As I say, I just sort of sat. But obviously, when you're looking at it as I'm using, I wasn't giving him a platform to speak because realistically, you've both got your own fucking platforms, and everyone has probably watched you just go at each other or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I didn't really look at it that way, really.
The thing was, Dan, it was as far as I was concerned, when he said to me, get to Dublin, you've got a week to get to Dublin, and I went there within 3 days, and he didn't turn up. As far as I was concerned then, that was forgot about. That was put to bed because he's embarrassed himself. He hasn't turned up. He's gone running to the police. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm thinking, okay, well, you wouldn't meet me, so therefore it's forgot about. It is what it is. So then, when he's then come on your platform, and for half an hour, do you know what I mean, lad? That's what it was, lad. Do you know what I mean? But as I said, it is what it is. It is what it is. But I think, yeah, that's it. But let me just sorry, one second. Hold on, one second.
I'm glad you sorted it out anyway.
That's what it is. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Dan. Though I get what you're saying, DG.
Yeah, as I say, I've never had a problem with you since the day. You know, the first time you ever come on, I said the exact same thing, and I definitely don't want a fucking first class delivery of a brick through me fucking window.
Well, look, DG, as I said to you, I've got no issue with you in general. It's just I felt I was being targeted yesterday by you, because here's how it looked that you had just said, oh yeah, go on, just get you on the platform. You just sat back and let him just tell a load of lies. Bear in mind, early on the day, he'd been targeting me fucking me bird and me kids by saying fucking she was just a shite. And for those who just let me play that again for those who have just tuned in. This is on the account. This was one of the posts.
Like, hi, I'm your fan. Do you want to get to Spain? You get over here, girls from Bangor. Get over here and let me rattle you all over the dance. Unfortunately, she's pregnant. He didn't want that. She's not married to material. If that's what he's looking, he knows that's not long term.
See, so for a pregnant bear to see this, now here's the thing. For Darren G only has losers in life who follow him and support him. That's a fact. The only people that support him are deadbeats and losers who've got nothing going for them in their lives. So their opinions mean nothing because losers stick together in that sort of way. So while Darren sits in his hostel, I live in a nice penthouse in Marbella. But the bottom line is, he's a scruff who's sat there bitter and jealous at the world because he's got nothing going on with his life. That's all he's doing. He's sat there for 10 years in a hostel, made no progression whatsoever besides for sitting there talking about the past 20 years ago and all the little fairy tales what he's made up. So then, when he targets me on that platform, as I said to you, which was unjustified because it was lies, for one, and he brought me kids up, that's where I was annoyed. But yeah, as I said, Dan, I'll give you a message after this anyway, lad.
All right, sweet, yeah.
Go on, can you get me out, Ange?
Go on, lad, see in a bit.
Oh, 1 sec. You got Sayana. Hey, are you alright?
FYP, you still got some videos to go?
I know, I've still got some videos to play, I think.
Still got some to go.
Yeah, does anyone else want the box though? There's like 20 people in the box. Anybody else?
Because I'll jump back down and jump in at the end.
Oh, I was actually glad this. I'm glad it's
watch to say to women when they're pregnant, because when you're pregnant, mental health really plays really bad on your mind when you're pregnant, and it is a silent KILLER. So think what you say before you speak when you're speaking about pregnant women.
Yeah, 35 people in the box, I know. Does anybody want the anybody want to jump in the box? Thank you. Before I move on to the next, let me up, Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte. Anybody else? 1 sec. Hi, Charlotte.
Hi.
Hiya.
I just wanted to come on and say, right, from the pregnant girlfriend's perspective, I think that's a bit of a ridiculous thing to say, because I'm like almost 5 months pregnant. I'm 27. If I was to wake up in the morning and see a video of someone saying shit about my man on the internet, why are you going to let that bother you? If you're pregnant, you protect your
play on
peace.
your mind more so.
Why are you letting that bother
play
you?
on our mind and thinking what he's saying could have some truth to it?
Yeah, but I think if that's the case,
and there's
there's
no
already insecurity behind that.
Yeah.
And that's fed into it. If that's why she's so bothered, there was already an insecurity behind that, and that's fed into it. That insecurity isn't just coming from that video that she's seen. Absolutely not. I'm pregnant with my 4th child, so I've done this a lot of times around. You protect your peace at all costs when you're pregnant, because you know that any stress, any anger...
You must have been okay through all your pregnancies then, but I've known people that have had one pregnancy, then another pregnancy, and hung themselves over things what people have
I've had
said.
prenatal depression.
Because I can't say that.
No, honestly, I've been through all of that. I've had prenatal. I had to have the mental health team involved with 2 of my pregnancies. Not every pregnancy is plain sailing, but let me tell you, I would not be letting a video on TikTok of someone saying something about my man and like me and my man's relationship affect me during pregnancy. That insecurity was already there, and that's just fed into it, and that's why it's bothered her so much. There was something already underlying. You don't just wake up, look at a video and go, oh my God, that must be the truth. She's an adult. She's a grown adult. That's not how it works.
Yeah, listen, I don't really want to be talking on, you know what I mean?
No, and I don't agree. I also do not agree with, obviously, the videos of people saying things about people's kids and, you know, but then once again, you've got to come back to the thing of, we've all grown adults, just let it ride off your back.
Yeah.
You know, protect your peace at all costs. Don't be letting it stress you out to the point where you're having a crash out on TikTok because someone said something about your kids, you know. You just got to let that ride. Because the problem is, as well, is when you have children, anybody that you have any kind of issue with, they are going to come straight for your kids. Because they know that's where to hurt you. They know that that's where that's going to get you to the point where you're crashing out and acting psychopathic on TikTok. Is if you gotta, you know, let that ride off your back.
You've got a different brain though when you're not pregnant to when you're pregnant. Your mental health seems to take a toll when you're pregnant.
Oh, it does, absolutely. Like I was saying before,
when things are said, the more overplaying your mind. So they shouldn't be said.
100%. I feel like there must have been an insight. Of
Excuse me.
Beforehand.
Excuse me. He hasn't said that his missus is bothered about it. He just don't want his missus hearing it or seeing it. He's not said she's bothered. He's not said she's bothered.
If she's pregnant, then surely if she did see it, you
Charlotte,
wouldn't let it
hang on, listen to me.
One second.
Listen, Charlotte, right? The first thing is this. For you to then make an assumption that about Holly there, saying, well, you know, she shouldn't be affected, that's because of whatever, Sam. Did I say that Holly was affected in any way? I said it's not nice for a woman who is pregnant, when I'm trying to make her pregnancy as nice as possible, right? And then we've got a piece of shit like him saying stuff like that, which is not nice. So get your facts right first before you start going on.
And that's absolutely fine. But what I'm saying is, surely she would protect her peace. If you see that on the internet, you're not going to feed into that. Like, why would you feed into it?
Yeah. Listen, let's move on from that.
into it, but once you've saw it, you can't unsee something, can you? And you can't unhear
Yeah,
something.
but surely with knowing the fact that them two have got problems and they've had problems for however long, then
Well,
surely
let's just move on from it now,
you
Charlotte.
wouldn't.
You know, you've had your say.
Yeah, I'm going to jump down now anyway.
All right, thanks, Charlotte. Does anyone else want the box? Because I'm going to move on otherwise.
Shall I jump out?
Huh?
Shall I jump out?
No, you don't have to jump out. Why? Oh, right, with the videos. I don't know if anybody wants the box. No, move on now. Yeah, I think we should move on. I'm just glad it's all sorted out with Sam Walker and DG. It's all resolved. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Right.
No fear,
I
Angie's
don't
here.
know if I've got any more videos. Let me have a look.
I think it's everybody showing support.
Like, she doesn't get the British way type of thing. Like,
EQ, okay, this is a bit of a trigger. Guys, I can't seem to make this box bigger, so it's going to stay small. EQ makes a comment about Delusive Angie to prove they aren't friends. No, we aren't friends, no.
in Canada, they must always hold a grudge, you know what I
Thank you,
mean? They must
Jojo.
always be fighting with one another and never settle a score, you know what I mean? She just doesn't get it at all, and it's very funny when I listen to the wild mentality that she's got, that we all speak. I don't. Yes, Corey, Delusive and all, they do. I do not speak to any of these bastards.
Saying such fucking bad things that you're outraged.
If I liked Delusive Angie, okay, let me think of something terrible to say. I'm glad she got raped. Yeah, there we go. She probably lied down and took it like a champ. If I was mates with her, why would I say that?
Trigger
They
warning.
love it, and people
Not
still
mates
It's not the
with
first
any
time
of
she
these
said
people.
it.
I'll trigger them all each and every single day.
believe that. Listen, I even fucking fell for the fucking.
I'm just proving a point, loves. I don't mean that one little bit. I'm just proving a point.
Yeah, I don't
have
know why, you know, I've said all this already, to be honest, but why Canadian Angie thinks it's an act between me and EQ, because I didn't act the way she wanted me I didn't react the way she wanted me to react.
With loyalties to any of these people. I don't speak to any of them off the app or anything. So just to clarify, that's to prove a point. I don't talk to these people. If I talk to them, I would never say something like that.
Listen, video.
You were great as a kid. Who mentioned you, Paris?
I think it was 2 or 3 days later. I heard her say, "I wasn't bothered by it. I was just crying over the support."
Good morning.
But you were support for what? The people felt bad for you because of the video.
So yeah, so that's the point to make there, is that I don't care about any of these people. They're not my friends. I don't liaise with them off the app. I don't have Delusive Angie's number. Corey doesn't have my number, as you've seen yesterday on that screenshot where he was asking for my number. I don't liaise with anybody off this app. I changed my number. I got rid of all these people. So, bullshit. Anyone you think I'm friends with, come to me and I'll cuss them in the worst possible way just to prove to you.
That was the support you were.
You could have said anything else for that, yeah, but I'm my own person. I can choose what comes out of my mouth, love. Was it illegal what I just said? Did I just commit a crime? No.
Getting. So basically, you
I made an example. I clarified the example that I was going to make. So,
just shit in everybody's mouth that gifted you.
oh, thank you so much. Deborah sent me a tenner saying we love you, get a coffee while shopping. I will buy an extra plug-in, to be honest, love. I might want to wear if I'm bloody drinking coffees, but I will definitely buy myself a lovely little candle or something. Thank you so much, beautiful. Can we please make sure to pin my gorgeous girl, if you don't mind, my lovely Deborah. Thank you, beautiful.
That's what you've done. You've said to your chat, your supporters, that,
Yeah, ignore them, Becky. I literally said straight after, there we go, there's an example to show that I don't have no loyalties to Delusive. I don't need to spare her feelings in any way, none of those things.
Guys are the ones that made me feel this about
I don't plan anything with anybody. Why would I? I would have been outed how many times if I was planning things? Do you think that these people wouldn't go, look, Evil Queen plans things? Have you ever heard from anybody, truth now, have any of you ever heard from any of these creators, Evil Queen planned this with me? Have you ever heard that in all the time that I've been on this app? Out of all the things they've always said about me, have they ever said, she planned this with me? She planned it? Never.
Come here.
So if they're willing to say everything else about me and cuss me, that'd be one thing they'd go to. Look, she is a plotter, she is a schemer, look what she did. I've never done it. I don't need to. Hello, Zia, we've got your clips to play in a minute.
So you just fucking
Hello,
shut your
Gracie.
mouth. But keep supporting them. Keep gifting them.
I've just come in. No, Gracie. So basically, Canadian Angie saying that I'm in cahoots with Delusive Angie, etc. So I made an example. I said if I was friends with her, I wouldn't say this, and I said something triggering, and then clarified the reason why, and that's why there's uproar. That you probably got shaded because of that. Like, she doesn't get the British way type of thing. Like, in Canada, they must... Like, she doesn't get the...
Yeah, you know what? I'm not surprised because it's EQ, isn't it? I think if someone else had said it, I'd probably react and be annoyed. And it's funny, we kind of accept it when it's from EQ. And I'm, you know, because, you know, nothing shocks me with EQ. Nothing. Absolutely not. But like I said, if it's somebody else, I'd probably react to it and think, oh, my God. But we don't expect anything else from EQ, really, do we? I've never spoken to EQ. I've spoken to once on the phone with Corey, I think. You know, she's right. I don't have a number. She don't have mine. Don't speak to her off the app. You know, can't listen to her voice. Corey said, yeah, I know he has Gemini, yeah. Alex plays Delusive Angie's brother who gets caught trying to meet a child just to show them they have the same mullet.
Before people want to run with that, I'm not even talking about, obviously...
You know what? Alex gets weirder and weirder as the day goes on, don't you think? It gets weirder. I mean, why would you want to be... why would you find this funny? I mean, it's bloody sick. This man's been caught. It says here, he was caught trying to meet a child and gets angry.
I'm talking about the mullets and the way that, oh, you can't say me, the police, I'm going to be... You touch my arm and all this stuff, you know, that's assault.
But the thing is, though, Alex, I don't get these kind of videos on mine. You know what I mean? So I don't know where you've looked to find this man here. Move the box over. I can't, you know what? I can't make the box bigger for some reason. So.
Obviously, let me just correct that thing straight away. But yeah, remember I said about Angie with the mullet the other day? So before you want to twist it and run with it, you know.
As much as you want.
It's for your safety and our safety.
Because I've got 7 cameras filming you right now.
Okay, that's absolutely fine, thank you.
Sounds exactly like Andrew. You know, I've got cameras, I've got an uncle, I've got family members in this job, you know. Yeah, she's got nothing. Full of shit.
You can record me.
Before people want to run with that,
That's it,
I'm not even talking about, obviously, the kid thing. I'm talking about the...
God, honestly, with Alex, it's always about children or peddlers. He's goddamn obsessed. It's effing weird.